Okay, so it is recorded.
It's recorded, yeah.
Yeah, so just like
I'm definitely driving.
Yeah, that was my favorite thing about Batman the Animated Series. Is he'd be going down a straight shot down a Gotham street, and he'd just be like this. I'd be like, he'd just be gusting into each fucking car. Can you imagine Batman driving down the street like he's a drunk dude? Just trying to avoid a DUI, just scraping up every car in Gotham.
Dude, that was my favorite thing about the original Top Gun, is when they show what is the climax of the movie at that point, these incredible aerial maneuvers, and they're playing Danger Zone, and it's this awesome fucking song, and they show the pilots in the cockpit, and they're like, and they're pulling the stick, and they're fucking flying, and then you see the plane, and it just goes, it hardly does anything. You're like, what the fuck is this? And at the time, everyone was like, it's beautiful.
I haven't, dude, speaking of, wait, when was Top Gun, like the 80s?
Yeah.
So the original Twister was more like the 90s, right?
I don't think I even saw it.
I
think it was too scary for me.
I forget when Twister was out, but just those, like, I remember, I missed the era of action or a comedy that existed in a world that was hyper specific to that thing.
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid, there was that inline skating movie Brink, and like everyone
Disney Channel original movie Brink. Yeah.
And like everyone in that movie was like, all we care about in this world. It's like there's world peace, Israel, Palestine, and inline skating.
Yeah.
That's the only three things. And then, like, the Twister was the best with shit like that, too, because Twister would be like, yeah, we're the meteorologists that do that for the love of the game. They're the ones who do it for the fame and accolades. And you're like, dude,
hotshot meteorologists showboating all their fancy instruments. We're out there with pens and papers like a real man.
Yeah, and it's just like, dude, literally no one cares about your job until you get it kind of wrong. And then they go, why is this even a career? But it's just, and then it's like, with Twister, it's just like, what are you guys even doing?
I love that they are still making movies that are just like, what if we exploded a tornado away?
Yeah. Well, there is, you see it a lot in American cinema where there's like this notion, like they love the like one-man army. Like that was my whole thing. I didn't see the movie, but it was the one movie with The Rock where literally like, I forget what the fuck it was called, but like
Scorpion King?
No. No, but it was that one's funny because that's touted as like literally the worst CGI in human history.
It's so good.
But no, and I forget what the one was with The Rock, but like LA is like crumbling like earthquakes.
Yeah.
And I remember the trailer was The Rock was just like, well, I have a helicopter and I'll figure it out. Like, what are you gonna do? That's what they always do. That's how they fuck up all the Transformers movies. You have all these like space robots, and they're like, "What are these? What's this guy and girl up to?"
But there's a person.
There's There's a man and a woman that might fuck later.
I mean, I will not stand for any slander of Megan Fox in the first Transformers. That was the most important part of that movie.
That's probably.
I can't wait to have a son one day just to show him that film.
Just be like, look at those tits.
Brother, when she bends over and looks at that car, if you don't feel something, you're not my son.
That's like the worst. That women like that breed the worst type of guy. Like you see it online, like the guy who doesn't think Sydney Sweeney's that hot.
Oh, dude, kill yourself.
Like, oh, dude, please. Like, they're trying to hit Margot Robbie with that. I was almost about to go fuck it. I was like writing a manifesto and like like looking up scopes and just being like, I'm gonna find you guys and just handle it.
It would be so funny to be an incel mass shooter. Not that you're the incel, but that you mass shoot incels.
Yeah, you mass shoot incels that don't appreciate pussy enough.
Yeah. Like, Margot Robbie's not perfect, kill yourself.
It drives me fucking insane.
Do you remember when everybody was freaking out about Megan Fox's club thumbs?
Oh, yeah,
She has thumbs that are kind of toe-shaped, and they're like, that means she's ugly.
Oh, my God. What is her? Oh, well, I'll just move them out of the way so I can look at her perfect tits.
Yeah.
Like, shut the fuck up.
It's not like she's like, look how hot I am. I'm gonna rub myself like this.
It's psychotic. It's like fucking psychotic. Like, even the Sydney Sweeney shit, like, I get it a little because she has like a slight derp face, but you're like, but that's also the best part about a hot chick is like the one thing that's wrong with them.
Yeah.
Because it adds character and it makes
them a person,
makes
and not just
them
an
a
idea.
human being, you know? And it's just, I don't know. It's just, I mean, you get.
I think that's why it's like when you see porn stars in real life, you're like, oh.
Yeah. Or like a girl on TikTok being like, this is what I look like without makeup. And it's like, wait. Because my wife, like, she's a very pretty lady. She, like, when we go out, she'll put on a little bit of makeup, but she doesn't go crazy with it. But, like, there's some of these girls that, like, they put so much makeup on, they're like a new race.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the Ariana Grande thing.
Yeah.
Like, they start off Irish Catholic and end like a fucking Cuban woman.
Yeah. I call this makeup tutorial Si Se Puede.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
Alright, let's test it. I bet that was good. So, I don't know, we met and immediately we're both just like, oh, food.
Yeah.
Food is a Kanban, and you're new to Austin. And,
I am new to Austin.
And I've been here for a minute.
I tell people you are the mayor of Austin. Because I go like, whatever you need to know. And a lot of, I was telling someone this and they made an easy fat joke. Because I was like, whatever you want to know, Mike knows 3 places for you to get that done. And they thought I just meant, I go, no. He did that with like a t-shirt place to get like multiple t-shirts made, like random shit. Like, who's the best plumber? Mike's like, well, there's Tony on 6 and then Al on 4th is okay. And I'm like, Mike's the mayor of Austin.
Dude, it's so funny because I love this city very much, and growing up in North Texas, Austin was like the fun city to go visit.
You're from Houston, right?
Fort Worth.
Fort Worth, okay.
They're all the same. They don't matter. They're all just big Texas cities, and they're fucking dumb. But I would come down to Austin, it would be fun and cool and trendy, and like UT was here, and like one of the rooms in my wall was painted burnt orange. My uncle went there, so it was like Austin was like the cool, awesome place. Yeah. And then when I moved here the first time in...
You're like, UT's here. I give you girls UTIs. I'm going to be at home.
Dude, I moved here initially and was like, you know, finding all this cool stuff, and I kept finding like white people tacos, and I was like, Torchy's is good, but have you had Taco Deli? You know, and like the guy I was getting my taco advice from was Noah Kagan, the founder of OK Dork, that was like the 8th employee at Mint.com. That's like a tech guru that has a taco blog, and it's like, what the fuck am I doing?
Well, that's like the whole. You got to figure especially when it comes to stuff like tacos and shit like that, you gotta know the source, because like whenever I pull up shit on YouTube to learn how to make like any sort of Spanish food, and it'll be like a white lady or a lady that, if you close your eyes, sounds white, and they're in their perfectly beautiful kitchen. I go, no. I need a Spanish lady who's a little fat, who can barely speak the English, and I can barely speak the English, who can barely speak the English. Yeah, who talks like that.
The English.
The camera's their cell phone mounted on a thing. Like, that's what I go, because that's the lady who knows how to make the shit. Not fucking Becky in her pristine kitchen standing behind her island.
Dude, I've gotten into angry taco discussions in Austin because so many people have their different opinions on tacos.
Yeah.
And I will say, if you want a white people taco night, crispy taco with ground beef, with shredders, diced tomatoes, and cheese on top, the best version of that is at the Smoking Rose that's in the back of Latchkey. That's the best one in town, and there's other places to do it, and that's like an old white dude that's just fucking crushing it, but he nails that taco. But that's not like tacos. Like, and like people will then say, okay, well, if you're talking street tacos, Tyson's. Fuck you. They're mediocre at best. Most of the menu is sold out. Congratulations, they're open late because you're an alcoholic. I don't care. We're talking quality. And so there's only 2 acceptable answers in Austin, Texas for the best tacos. Answer 1 is Quantos. Quantos is a truck, and they have all of the different meats. You can get the asada, you can get the pastor, the campechano, the suadero, the bistec, all of that. You can pick those. Those are all very good. The other answer, though, is where I brought you today, which is Discada. Discada is Spanish for cowboy walk. So it's just like from the big metal pan, but this is a family recipe that's passed down for like 7 generations or something.
Oh, fuck.
I talked to this guys when I first started coming to this truck, and it's the best thing because one, you don't have to worry about a whole fucking menu.
Yeah.
They have tacos and they have elotes, and then they've got some kind of Mexican candy and Mexican Cokes. But the tacos, there's not options. You can get them all the way, or take off the cilantro or the pineapple or the onions.
I was just talking to someone about that because they were like, "Oh, that's annoying." And I go, "No, that's a man who knows. That's a man who knows his food is good." Because he goes, "No, this is the way you're supposed to eat it." I love a simple menu. I love a simple menu because like. Especially too if I'm going to shit, like, I've had Mexican food a lot of times, but when you get down to the specifics and the nitty gritty of it, I'm like a little lost on some of the like, on the more specific, more authentic shit. Mm-hmm. So it's like, dude, if I'm just rolling up and you know what you're doing, bro, just tell me what to get. I'll get what you make.
This guy gets it. You order them by number. So you can just go there and say, I'll have 8 tacos.
It's literally number and what's your allergies.
Yeah, no, we don't want to know your allergies.
They don't give a fuck.
If you've got allergies, you could go eat somewhere that deals with that.
Yeah, there is another taco stand that worries about that. We just worry about number.
If you're going to be a picky bitch here, what you can do is choose no pineapple, no onions, no cilantro.
Yeah.
But what I will tell you is I personally do not like raw onions. I don't like them on anything. I don't think they're good. I like them here.
I'll do them on...
It's so tiny slivered.
Well, I think we were talking about... And this is how me and Mike knew we were a match made in heaven. Because I think we were... it was funny. It was like my 3rd week here. We... Shout out Robbie Bernstein. We were doing shows with Robbie. So it was a lot of this all weekend. And it got to the point where me and Mike were like very distinctly breaking down exactly how we like our onions. And we both were like... We got on thinly diced... and like small, and I was just like, I think I love this guy.
Yeah, dude.
And that's how I feel too. My 2 ways I do onions are either thinly and very small diced, or sauteed onions.
Yeah.
And other than that, like I was telling you, I got Greek food and all the vegetables in it. I have no problem with the vegetables, but the cut on them, it was like everything was about an inch thick of a cut, and I just go, what are we doing, man?
Yeah.
I don't want, like, I like, because I grew up with a very trash diet. Both my parents worked, and then they didn't take time to actually, like, learn how to cook. We're all just, like, a vague assortment of different white races, different white people. And so our cooking really mirrored that. Mm-hmm. The cooking, and that, so it was a lot of just, like, heating up frozen food and shit like that. I mean, the closest thing to a vegetable I would ever eat would be like green beans or carrots, and green beans aren't technically a vegetable. Yeah. So I don't have like a real taste for vegetables like that. No. You know, if you like season it up with lots of butter.
If you can make them very good tasting, then I will eat them. Yeah. But otherwise, dude, so most of growing up, that my parents got divorced very young, and my mom would make me eat my vegetables and would cook home meals, and my grandma would make food, and it was healthy, and that was good. Mm-hmm. And then my dad was a single, newly sober alcoholic, so we ate Nighthawks and kid cuisines. You know, we had stuffed crust cheese pizzas when they came out, because we were stoked that they'd invented that.
That's so funny.
And then when my dad started making, like, really good money, he was like, I'm not dealing with cooking or cleaning or anything else. So we went out to eat every single night. Yeah. So the game that I started playing at 9 or 10 years old was, how do I make a restaurant that I want to go to sound so appealing to everyone in the car that we pick that? So I just started having to be like, how do I make Carrabba's sound like fucking heaven? Because I'm really craving
in the mood
that
for
specific Carrabba. Yeah.
Dude, that's brilliant. Yeah, that's what turned you into like a fucking, you're just the best at describing food. Because yeah, whenever I've heard you talk about shit, I'm like, I want to eat everything Mike just said. What's your view on, because you were talking about kid cuisine and like a Hungry Man or something like that, stuff like that. Those were ones that didn't age well with me. Like when I was younger, like my dad would get Hungry Mans all the time, and I'm like, oh, we're eating good tonight, Papa.
Do you remember when their advertising was just that the Hungry Man was a pound of food?
Yeah, it was the amount.
That was the selling point. This is a pound of food.
It was just the amount. Nothing about whether it was good or bad.
I totally forgot about that shit until just now.
It was the amount of food.
And you know what? I fucking bought it, dude. I was like, oh, that's so much more than everything else.
No, the one we did all the time is we would crush Red Baron pizzas.
Oh, man.
My dad would get the deep dish personal pizza that was probably like yay big.
Yeah.
Crush it. Immediately burn the roof of your mouth.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's crazy. It's like I've never not burned my mouth on a microwavable pizza. That's the big thing with me. Like, I've been eating more fast food out here, and like so much of it is not car friendly. But I'm also not waiting 5 minutes.
So this is something I would like to discuss with you. I pioneered a technique that I call the reverse microwave. And when you get a burger from a place, you open the burger so that you have a hand grip with paper on it, but that the front of the burger is exposed, and then you put it up to the air conditioning vent. Now that's if it's super hot, because the problem there is that you're going to front load the chill on your burger. So then there's the second option.
What if burgers are never that hot?
I don't know, man.
The ones that have been hot is I got me and my buddy Pat got Raising Cane's last night. By the way, first time Raising Cane's last night. Exceptional. Yeah. I love their menu. They go, you roll up and you go, do you want a sandwich? No. So do you want a lot of chicken fingers or do you want a couple chicken fingers? That's basically the options. And then they just go, you want the sauce. We know you. They don't even ask you. They just put the sauce in there. I was very impressed.
The Texas toast?
Texas toast was great. It felt like I ate a fucking half a stick of butter on it.
Yeah.
It was fucking lovely. No, and like the chicken fingers themselves, I was expecting like the frozen chicken fingers you get where...
Oh, flat layer, not like a 3D model. They're like more 2D.
Oh, no. I was saying, you know how like when you get the frozen chicken fingers and the breading is like one solid piece entity rather than flakes of breading throughout the chicken finger?
Yeah.
I just assumed it was going to be that. It was like, no. I was like, oh, these motherfuckers are making this shit for me.
Yeah.
That's what I appreciate about the Texas fast food is the more like Whataburger, Pete Terry's, Raising Cane, and I know they're not just Texas, but...
Well, Pete Terry's is just Austin.
It's just Austin?
It's just Austin.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Pete Terry's is the Austin answer to In-N-Out.
Yeah. I honestly, and this might be a hot take for a lot of people watching this, better than Five Guys. Like, taste-wise, whole experience, because they add a little, and I noticed it a little bit in Whataburger, but they add more spice to the burger.
Mm-hmm. If you get a Whataburger where the employees are on a good day, it is a top-tier drive-thru. I will say Whataburger in the past decade has fallen off. Yeah. Because they've not kept up with... They used to pay their employees really well. They used to treat them really well, and they used to be managed very well. Kind of the Chick-fil-A model. Yeah. Where, like, you're making enough money, you're young, you're happy, it's a good, structured job. But now it's kind of gone the way of the McDonald's, where they're just focusing on efficiency. Yeah. Because they've expanded. They got a new, buying group bought them, so they kind of changed the way they were run. But what I will say is there's nowhere else on the planet that at 3 a.m. you can get a honey butter chicken biscuit and a Dr. Pepper shake.
And that's why you got to give Whataburger more... I give them a pass on a lot of stuff, because every time I've had Whataburger, I'm like, this is fine. Mm-hmm. This is fine. But, especially, too, stuff like fast food closes down earlier than I would think here in Austin. And there's sometimes where, like, Whataburger's the only one looking out for you.
Yeah.
But no, the thing I was going to say about the big difference between, like, the Austin and the Texas fast food is, like, so going back to Pete Terry's, Whataburger, and Raising Cane, and there's probably, like, one or two others I'm missing. It feels like a dude made that. Like, when you go to McDonald's, when you go to Burger King, don't get me wrong, I love it. Keep fucking cramming McChicken down my goddamn throat. I fucking love it. But every time I eat it, it tastes like a guy heated it up.
Yeah.
When I eat Pete Terry's, and dude, and the same thing with Whataburger, it only takes a couple seconds longer than at McDonald's. It tastes like a dude made that for me. Mm-hmm. And that's what I, like, respect way more about, like, the more Texas-centric fast food.
Yeah, I think we're doing some things right. But I am now too hungry to continue talking about food.
Yeah,
I gotta go order some.
Yeah, I skipped breakfast today to be more professional for the shoot.
This is great.
I'm fucking hungry. I'm ready to go tell a guy a number and nothing else.
Yeah. Let's fucking do it.
Perfect. Oh, yeah. So, while we're waiting, I see this place over there called Anything's Baked Potato.
Yeah.
And which I'm not. This isn't about them. I've never eaten there, so I'm sure it's a lovely establishment. But whenever
it's bad.
Ass.
Yeah. It's
okay.
disgusting ass, and it's dirty as fuck.
Okay, so this is. I'm very excited now for what I was going to ask you, because there's this one thing on TikTok I am obsessed with, and it's this potato place in England. And it just it's like one of the biggest food TikTok accounts, and just reinforces that like English people have no sense of taste and their food is terrible.
Yeah.
And you'll just see these people. It's like even in the way that they serve the food. So they get the food, it's baked potatoes, they cut it open, put the butter in and like do a little salt and pepper. But then every time it'll just be like there'll be these motherfuckers that go in, they'll be like, "Can I get beans and tuna?" And the funniest part is the dude working the potato place in that video, he's like shitting on the guy. He's like, "That's the most disgusting order I've ever seen, mate." I go, "You're the one serving tuna. You're the one letting them put tuna on potatoes." It's like psychotic. And then like even with the way that they cover the potatoes, it's like just no sense of balance.
Yeah.
It's just like too much. Like too many beans. I'm sure they taste like shit. Just a lot.
Wet beans.
A lot of like shredded cheddar.
Oh, perfect.
All right, gentlemen, I got y'all right here.
Awesome.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you so much, brother.
Let me know if y'all need anything else.
Thank you so
kindly.
much.
Thank you so much. But yeah, and it'll just be like shredded cheddar on it with doesn't even melt it or anything. And I'm just like, do English people love to suffer?
Yeah.
It just looks like the worst shit I've ever seen.
I hate them, and that's why we defeated your ass.
Yeah.
But now is the go time. So look at these bad boys. So you've got 5 tacos here. What do you think? Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with this footage.
Oh, yeah.
Let's
try one.
Let's get some good shots of the tacos. Mexican Coke, always crucial.
I like how they're teeny tiny.
All right, yeah, they can do one bite.
So
you know the rules.
Did they say what they are? Or you know what? Let me just try it first.
Yeah.
So I got this taco. I'll do one bite. And this will actually be one bite. I won't say one bite and then take
7.
And then take at least 3 or 4 bites. Why do you say that? If you're going to take 4 bites. I like your videos, just... Anyway. That's very good.
Yeah.
And there's... I can't tell. Is there refried bean in there?
There's not. It's
No.
just meat.
You know what it is? It's probably like the, whatever they put on the meat, like the marinade and the sauce and stuff, I think it has a similar texture to refried beans, so it was like working out.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a good balance too, throwing the lime on top of it. Really good balance. You know what I mean? Where they hit you with the like sort of base level of flavor, and that like middle area where the like vegetables sort of hang out, and then that lime is definitely that like last bit on top. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
What do we got here?
So the red salsa is pickled, and it's slightly hotter. I honestly don't really use the red salsa just because the flavor is so strong, and I'm not a big pickled guy. But the green salsa is just like a traditional salsa verde, not too spicy. It's roasted tomatillos blended with lime juice and all that good stuff. But I always like to do my first one nude.
Woo!
Look at that bad boy.
I see what you're saying on the red salsa.
Mm-hmm.
I see what you're saying. The flavor didn't 100% complement it, and then mix it with that fucking kick was nuts.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how anyone does tacos without Mexican Coke.
Yeah. Your choice of drink is important. I remember like when I was in college, I would get I would love to get like, they would always have these things called chicken rolls, which is basically like, and I'm sure everyone's had their version of it. They would just have like chicken fingers and mozzarella, wrap it in, surrounded in dough, and then I would always have to have, and I feel this way generally when you get generally anything from like an Italian type restaurant, like a to-go place, I always get the Sprite. Because I think it's like, because I like, when I'm eating heavy, I like something with bubbles, because it makes me feel like it's breaking it up in my gut. But then Sprite also has that extra flavor. So I don't want to just get seltzer water. I want to get the bubbles of the Sprite, because I think Sprite has the most bubbles out of all the sodas. Mm-hmm. And then you get the additional flavor of the Sprite. And then my second place would be, love a good orange soda. When I'm getting like...
Orange soda.
When I'm getting like subs or hot subs like that, or pizza or some shit like that, orange soda works really well with that.
Orange soda is a highly underutilized beverage.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm going barbecue, I'm getting Big Red every time.
And wait, what's Big Red again?
Big Red is a red cream soda.
Oh, okay.
So it just kind of tastes like the color red.
So why does that work for you?
I don't know what it... I think that so there's that kind of nuttiness of cream soda that's in there.
Yeah.
And then the red has like a vaguely cherry, but just chemically artificial flavor.
Yeah.
Very nostalgic.
Yeah.
And so there's something about this fatty, greasy meat and this sweet, nutty, nostalgic childhood flavor. It just feels like getting a hug from a fat grandma.
Yeah. I feel whatever chemicals they put in Diet Coke, I've been feeling that, because like it's been embarrassing how much my mental health has been holding on to. I've been going to, shout out Circle K. I've been going to Circle K. I get their Polar Pop XL, halfway with ice, Diet Coke, and it's just, dude, icy Diet Coke just makes me think of a simpler time.
Yeah, it's nice. Have you tried the green salsa yet?
No, I'm gonna do it on the next one.
All right, the green salsa it's perfect.
The way they made this meat is so good.
So it's two different meats. It's both beef and pork.
Okay.
And then they cook it in a giant wok. But so the spices and the seasonings and the marinades are all stuff that they used to just have out on the ranch. So that's why the Discada, the cowboy wok, this was like, hey, we're out camping. We've got a fire. We've got this meat that we prepared for the week, so let's just fucking cook it all up in one pot.
Yeah.
And then pineapple, onions, cilantro. The pineapple's a little fancy because it's, now stationary. But
I see. It's like, yeah.
So it's utilitarian. I
really like
working people food.
No, I like that. I like when you get a bunch of flavors and a bunch of spices and just let it all sit there for a while. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's just like I'm obsessed with the texture of this meat. Pause. I'm obsessed with the texture. I'm obsessed with the texture of this meat because it feels like, because sometimes you'll be eating some shit and it just feels like, oh, you put the shit on after you made the meat. Mm-hmm. You can taste in this, like, you can taste that this took them a day. This took them a long time to, like, make this.
The flavors are imparted thoroughly.
Yeah.
The other thing that I really like is that because it's so finely chopped, the meat, mm-hmm. and they've rendered down the fat so much, you get a really even, consistent texture throughout.
Yeah.
Nothing is overdone.
Yeah.
Nothing is too crispy where it's hard, but nothing is sinewy. You don't get any fucking tendons or fibers. You don't get any of the meaty part of it. You just get flavor.
And that's like the worst part about, because I like Chipotle, but like when you go to Chipotle, sometimes they don't sparse it out properly. Mm-mm. And then you get like these big bites of, like, you'll have one bite that's all sour cream and then one bite that's all. Let me ask you this: when you're munching on a burrito, how do you feel about lettuce? I've been very anti-lettuce in burritos.
Lettuce should not go in a burrito because lettuce too quickly wilts.
Yeah.
Shredded lettuce is a fantastic tool to use on most sandwich-style things.
Yeah.
But a burrito is unique in that it encases it. What I will say, the thing that is insane to me that more Texas places haven't adopted is the Cali burrito. Throwing French fries in the burrito.
Oh, it's a California thing?
It's God mode. It started in San Diego, and I wish it was nationwide because it's...
Have you ever heard of a Pittsburgh-style salad?
No.
It's just throwing French fries on a salad.
I hate that.
Yeah, that's insane.
Why would you do that to a salad?
I mean, because Pittsburgh's already sad enough.
Fuck.
They're like, how do we, like, lean into this?
God damn. They should make all of their towels white because they're just surrendering.
Well, that's what their towels are. They're saying we're terrible.
Well, we suck.
We
never use these to wash.
That was really fucking good.
5 tacos from Discada, about $20 per person. What would you rate it, 1 to 10?
1 to 10. That's a good question. Let me think about it. So, like, I mean, having the Mexican Coke is next level. Tacos, I'm not gonna knock them for the spiciness of the red salsa, because that's a me thing. The flavor didn't seem to pair. That was the only negative of it. The red salsa flavor didn't pair up well.
Mine remains unopened.
Yeah, it was a really good taco, like on its own. Like the green salsa heightened it, but if I didn't have any salsa, it'd still be a good time. I want to say 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These, especially if I'm in the right mood, I give them anywhere between an 8 and a 9.
Yeah.
They're a little pricey for what they are, for as little as they are.
I will say, ordering it, I saw how much it was, and then when I saw them come out, because I was like, oh, we ordered 5, and then they had this, and I was like, what the hell? And then, so at first that kind of was a knock for me, but then when we started eating them, I'm like, that's why they're that much.
Yeah.
You're like, it's a fair price.
Yeah. So it's Discada. I'll drop the info in the comments. You ready for a BangBang?
You want to do a BangBang?
I want a BangBang.
Let's BangBang.
Easily the worst part about recording in Texas in the summer in a car is that you have to turn off the air conditioning to get good audio.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've been noticing that. I had the first one recently where my phone was like, we'll start charging it when your phone cools down.
Yeah.
And I was like, I live in Texas. I don't know how to make that happen.
You can't. You have to put your phone in front of the air conditioning vent.
Yeah. Oh,
I have the reverse microwave. So we had some bite-sized tacos at Discada.
Yeah.
This next place that we are at. So my favorite genre of food is Cajun. It's my favorite kind of food. I think the best thing about French people is their cuisine, and they mixed French cuisine with black people, and we're like the two best cooking peoples, and they just mushed them together in a town that all talks funny. Like, bon temps roulette, motherfucker. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's why America's great, is because people come in and then people come in and do their thing, and then black people sprinkle their
talent on
it.
Yeah.
I was just praising Blasian women.
Yeah.
Blasian women are currently my favorite type of ladies. They're the best. They're so fucking pretty. Then they got the perfect skin tone. But I was saying that's how chicken and waffles came around.
How do you steal math?
What?
No, it's just a bunch. Oh no! My racism made the car shake.
Yeah. There you go. Your camera got offended because it's a black camera.
Yeah. It is faster.
No, but that's where people think like chicken and waffles came from.
Ooh, I like that.
It's like black and German cultures coming together.
I like
that's
that.
Where you got the waffles from, and the chicken, and you know, chicken from the Germans.
Well, so we're at a Cajun place. So one of the things about Cajun also is that it's often imitated but never duplicated outside of the state of Louisiana, and that part of what makes it special is that Cajun food takes time.
Yeah,
you know, you got to spend some time you got to cook a roux to make a good gumbo. You know, you've got to let stuff marinate, and you got to let those flavors sit, and it's just not very financially feasible to make a bunch of money on Cajun cuisine unless you charge a crazy amount to make up for the labor and love put into it, or you have the convenience of it being in town. You're already in like a Cajun place where you can get source all of the food and seasonings and spices and whatnot. So in Austin, there have been a few places. There was Evangeline Cafe that was pretty good. There's a few spots. Even the Creek in the Cave does a shrimp po' boy that's very good. But there was just nothing that really scratched that itch for me.
Yeah.
Shoal Creek is okay. You know, their red beans and rice is very good, but there just was nothing that really made me feel like I had driven to Louisiana, and I actually wore my best stop shirt about Cracklins today for this. But so we are at Lil Easy's, which is a Cajun restaurant from the same group that did Sawyer & Co. as well as Denata. So 2 other very good spots in town. So I wanted to come here, one, because it's 111 degrees. They have misters on their patio, or we can sit inside, and they have the best frozen drinks in town. And I think that there's nothing better on a hot day than a frozen cocktail. Well,
I agree with that. Shout out San Antonio. I went over there and they have the drive-through frozen margaritas and shit. I'm a big fan of an open container city.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were crushing frozen drinks over there, so that reminded me of how beautiful that experience is. I'm excited to go here because I'm sure I've had attempts at Cajun food, but I don't think I've really, I'm a big eater, but I don't think I've eaten like authentic. I've rarely eaten shitty Cajun food. I don't think I've ever eaten like authentic Cajun food. So I'm very excited about that. I'm pretty much gonna let you order for me.
Sick.
Because you do seem like you're the mayor of Austin. You're the resident expert. But yeah, I'm excited.
I want to get a shirt that says Mayor of OB City.
I mean, that's why you're the man.
Let's go eat.
Yeah, you don't like shitty seafood or shitty wine, but...
Yeah, no, I didn't like really grow up eating. Thank you very much.
So, zoom in on that. Look at that. And here's the best part. You get to keep the cup.
Dude, I got that at Gus's Fried Chicken the other day.
How great is that?
Yeah, Gus is really good. But,
what is that? It is a,
oh shit.
Oh no. A mess.
Hell yeah. Where are we again? Oh yeah, Lil Easy's.
Yeah.
We're at Lil Easy's. Yeah, I'm recording. We've got Voodoo Vice. It's Painkiller and a daiquiri all in one. It's frozen. It's very good. I'm excited because I haven't had a lot of Cajun food ever. So I'm very excited to try this and check this out. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting. We got the oysters. I'm really curious about the oysters because I think I've had oysters like twice, and they just taste like boogers to me. But like I think of the law of averages. I think that's horrifying. I really need to work on my beard because I always
thought it was a really cool picture. That's horrifying.
Can I see it again? Yeah. No, it's fine. I don't care.
Smile.
I look the way I look. I always get, yeah, look at me. I look cheery and joyful. I always just get fearful. I look like the...
Poor man north of Richmond?
Yeah. Poor man south of Richmond over here. No, I always feel like I look like I could be one of the family in like House of a Thousand Corpses. Just like you driving down a dirt road, you see me, you start hearing banjos play. But yeah. No, every time I've had oysters, they taste like boogers to me. But I think of the law of averages, and I go, well, more people like oysters, I think, than don't like it. And it's such like a normalized dish that I'm like, I'm probably just wrong. But it was like I was saying before, I didn't grow up eating like a lot of seafood, so I don't have like a strong taste for it, but I've had really nice, really well-made seafood, and it's very good. So I think I just have bougie taste on fucking seafood.
I do talking. Here, you get one of me as well. Perfect. No, so oysters are a touchy subject for a lot of people. Some people think they're very gross. And Gulf oysters, like the big fat boys, can be disgusting. The smaller the oyster is better. It should always be smaller than the palm of your hand, in my terms of things. But I got the char-grilled oysters first to start because they're just a quintessential Cajun thing. And I have so many memories. I went to a buddy's bachelor party in rural Louisiana, and we brought in a trash can full of ice and oysters out to this country-ass fucking barn in the middle of nowhere. Perfect.
Hell yeah.
And the oysters are here. But we went out and we brought all these oysters and we didn't have anything to shuck them with, so we went and found railroad spikes. Yeah, it's perfect.
Y'all want to go ahead and order on?
I want to see the boy finish a story. No one wants it. Yeah, just like that, and then just slurp all the juices with that thing in there.
It is hot.
Yeah.
Is that weight?
No, you're probably good. I mean, it's no hotter than a Red Baron.
Oh. Oh wow, it's really good. Yeah, it's very good.
Oh, I burned myself.
Yeah, the actual oyster is very hot. Or the shell is very hot.
Yeah. Oh.
Is that recording?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that was nice. It did not taste like boogers. It reminded me of like when you get a chewy piece in a clam chowder. Chewy's the wrong word though. It just felt, if it was like nice and tender, it was a slightly different, you know what it is? It's just like a different eating experience. I'm very visual. So like, that's why I've never really tried like lobster or crab like that, because I'm like, it still looks like the fucking ocean spider that it is, and like I'm very like visual at that, so like this on its surface looks weird to me based off what I'm used to,
Of course.
but as I just like suck that shit down, that was very good, and like the seasoning on it was really good. It wasn't too spicy. It was like a really good balance and shit. This is very fucking good.
Try adding a dollop of Crystal's hot sauce.
Yeah, Crystal's is like one of my favorites.
Very good.
Let's try this one.
Oopsie.
Whoopsie daisy.
Ooh. Name this artist.
I don't know.
KT Tunstall.
Hell yeah, Mike.
Let's go. Hell yeah, Mike.
Hell yeah, Mike.
So that's the bonus move. Take the oyster, dump the oyster and the juices out onto a crostini.
Oh yeah.
Nom, nom, nom.
You want to go and get some crab out now?
I'm so proud. You did everything correct.
I forgot how much I like Crystal hot sauce. I haven't had it in the longest time because I'm not like a big. I forget about hot sauce like with shit. Yeah, and I threw the Crystal hot sauce. I'm gonna try this. This is gonna be really good. I'm very excited about this. Yeah, the hot sauce really brings out the flavor. That's very fucking good, especially with the hot sauce. That's very good.
This is the Voodoo Daiquiri shot. I don't know what it is, but everything they make is great. Cheers.
100% cough syrup.
It's a digestif.
It tastes like cough syrup, but also, cough syrup tastes good. So let me just clarify. If you're watching this back, Lil Easy, that was a compliment. I love cough syrup.
What's his name? It's a compliment. I love cough syrup.
You gonna put it on you?
Oh yeah.
I wasn't sure about that.
it recording?
Yeah.
Ha, cool. Yeah, Crystal's hot sauce, it really does, I think some people get scared because of just the name hot sauce and the idea of hot sauce and they don't want to burn their mouth. But I'm a pretty gringo white. Like I don't really hit heavy spices that much. Even the red sauce at Discada was too much. But the way that it brings out the flavors, it's the same way that green sauce at Discada makes everything in the taco jump more. This brings out the garlic and the Parmesan and the butter. And just the brine of a good oyster like that, and you put it on a crostini.
It's definitely the part that want to hear.
ASMR eating. God damn, that's so good. They make several different variations of these here, and I encourage you to try them if you come here. They have one that kind of has a chorizo queso thing going on, and they've got another that I think has like something else. Yeah, I think we're doing great.
My name is Porter. Y'all need anything from here on out?
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
We scared our original server off. We've been replaced. But yeah, I just ordered us a bevy of delicious appetizers because happy hour just hit. You can't miss the happy hour here. But we got like a ticking timer on how much we can be here because there's a reservation after us, and we don't want to be dickheads that do that. So we're gonna shut up until we get food. And look, it stopped the recording.
No,
It didn't?
no.
Oh. So we've got hush puppies, red beans and rice, a crawfish pistolette or meat pie, seafood gumbo, and another meat pie. You excited?
Very excited.
All right, well.
Here we are. Post BangBang. Post Little... What was it? Little Easy?
Yeah, a little easy.
Little Easy. Yeah, we're recording this in case the sound in there was not good. Because there was loud music, but it's a restaurant. Restaurants don't have to make it... How'd you feel about that? Just like with the camera in front of people?
There were moments where I saw that the staff noticed the camera.
Yeah.
And I wanted to crawl inside my own ass and die.
Yeah, I was hating it, but I was also just like, we're doing it.
I was in the we're doing it mode, and also I was proud that at least I'm fat and know the menu.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like just some fucking loser coming in here like, hey, can I get a free marg or whatever. I was on purpose.
I also had a really funny moment where I was appreciative of you because I remember earlier I said, you just order for me. But in the moment, you could have easily treated me like your girlfriend, and you were like, you could have been like, he's gonna get blah blah blah, and you just kind of like, you didn't do that, and I was like, oh yeah, I was like, thank you, Michael.
Yeah.
And then I said, then I turned to you and I go, what was the thing you said I should get? And I was like, yeah, let me get one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, hell yeah, because I was like, there's that split second where I was like, oh, don't order like I'm your girlfriend, Mike, please.
Dude, it's so emasculating when you're like, hey man, I don't know this place, if you'll just order for us, and they're like, well, he'll have this.
Yeah.
Like, I could have done that. I just was hoping you would just be an adult and be like, hey, we're gonna have these things.
Yeah.
That's what you do. You order
Yeah,
just
I appreciated that.
I will say, I committed a sin I do often, and I over-ordered.
Yeah, it was very funny. It's very funny. I wasn't looking at the prices, but it was still good.
I was looking at the happy hour prices, and they're also small.
Yeah.
That I was just like, well, if I order, it was like what you were talking about with the Sweetwater thing before, where it's like, well, it's only $10. I can have 74 of the.
Yeah, I was telling Mike earlier. I've gotten a bunch of like recording equipment off this website, Sweetwater, and they do this credit card thing where you can buy an expensive ass thing, and they're like, yeah, fucking 0 interest for fucking 4 years. It'll be $10 a month, which is sick until you do that multiple times, and without realizing it, you've racked up like $100+ a month, and you're like, fuck. Yo, I'm sweating, and I don't think it's because of the heat. I think it's... So what do we fucking have?
All right, so...
Yeah.
First, we each had a pre-meal of 5 tacos.
Yeah.
So we ate 5 tacos each, and then we came here and we had to start a half dozen char-grilled oysters.
Which I gotta say, I was saying before, I'm not a big seafood guy, but I like well-made seafood, and those oysters, it was like I felt myself picking up the first oyster, and my body was doing that involuntary thing, like it was like involuntarily making me like push it away, because I was like, this doesn't sit well with me, this looks weird,
it's crazy looking.
Yeah, I didn't like how it looked, and I was like, and then I got the first one down and then completely turned off, because that first fucking oyster with the whatever the sauce was, where it was like it was like a little, I liked all the food because it had like this kick, but it wasn't unnecessarily spicy. I'm not anti-spicy, but a lot of times you'll hit some places that the shit will be unnecessarily spicy, and it overpowers the flavor potential of everything.
To me, the spiciness is a flavor profile, but it's like using a chocolate or another very strong flavor profile. It overshadows a lot that's under it, so you have to use it with subtlety. And they use it correctly here. And like we were talking about, the Crystal's hot sauce, adding it to those oysters, it adds just a touch of kick to it, and it really makes the rest of the flavors stand out.
I've never even thought about, because like when I look at hot sauce, I look at hot sauce from a flavor perspective, but like when we were adding it to the oyster, it really did. The first oyster was good, and then on the second, because we got 6 oysters, so we each had 3. First oyster was good. I threw the Crystals on the second one, and it really brought out everything. And I forgot Crystals might be my favorite hot sauce.
It is a goat tier hot sauce. That is S tier.
It was so fucking good. We had the Hush Puppies, which they were like a little dry.
They were. I ruined my Hush Puppy palate because I was just at Stubby's in fucking Fort Walton Beach on Okaloosa Island and had the best Hush Puppies that could exist. So the Hush Puppies needed improvement, but everything that the Hush Puppies were lacking was more than made up by those meat pies.
And then, but last thing on the Hush Puppies, didn't you get the vibe that you're like, I think we got a bad round of Hush Puppies?
It did feel like these were probably, they made a batch of 100, and this was the last 6 in that little scoop that they ladled out.
These ones were probably left over from yesterday.
Yeah, those were, which, I mean, no slight on them. It's a very busy restaurant, and they're making lots of stuff. I just got the vibe that I was like, these are probably normally pretty good. The only other thing that I felt was lacking was the gumbo was very good, but it felt like they poured it. I don't know exactly how you make gumbo, but I know like when I used to work in a chain restaurant, we would serve ribs and we would pour like the fake liquid smoke on it, and it reminded me of that when you would accidentally pour too much in, and that smoky flavor was a little bit overpowering. But besides that, the sausage in it was really fucking good. The gumbo was good. It just felt like if they were doing liquid smoke or whatever the fuck they did that a little bit too much. I would bet quite a bit of money that there's no liquid smoke in there.
Sure, okay.
What I would wager happened is that when they were making the base for the gumbo, is they just let some bits of it get a little burnt.
Yeah, okay.
And you're supposed to have some of that caramelization and that Maillard reaction, but you're not supposed to get like char going. It's like when you're making caramel. You can go just a little too far, and when you just go that 1 degree too heavy, you get the burnt sugar and it overpowers it. That had smokiness in a way that it wasn't supposed to. And I think it was probably further compounded by they had tried to fix it by over-serving the rice with it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the reason my brain went to, once again, like I said, I don't fully understand the process of gumbo, but the reason my brain went to liquid smoke is because it stuck out too much. It felt like it almost felt like it was a additive or something. But I hear what you're saying. I think that, and that's also one of the things that I really like about places like this is, as much as it's a coin flip and as much as it sucks, but these are all made from recipe dishes. These aren't mass produced. Yeah.
These aren't made in a lab.
Yeah.
These aren't a fucking controlled environment. This is a chef that works 70 hours a fucking week.
Yeah.
And he's putting all these ingredients in, and his guesses for the gumbo were based on how much gumbo they sold last week. And so he's got a 2-3 day window on this gumbo, and he made as much as possible. And there's just going to be a cup of every, fucking big dish like that. That maybe it's the stuff that was just not stirred all the way on the roll on the bottom of the pot. But so we maybe missed on the gumbo and the hush puppies. The good news is those were both on happy hour, so those were $4 mistakes each. But the red beans and rice were good.
I'm getting obsessed with fucking beans, dude. As I was telling you, we hit Gus's yesterday, and they I was eating beans there, and they're all fucking sweet. And dude, you give me rice and refried beans, I'm a happier than pig and shit, man. I think I ate 3/4 of that. I saw you take a couple scoops, and I just kind of was quietly bogarting it. I'm gonna annihilate this because those red beans and rice were really fucking doing it for me.
Dude, honestly, I was satiated with the meal and was happy to be done after the meat pie.
Yeah.
That meat pie, I added crystals to the remoulade and dipped it in and was just there's nothing better.
Yeah, that was a solid move. The remoulade, what you were telling me, the remoulad's fancy ranch, basically? Yeah,
it's a ranch Thousand Island fishy fucking sauce. I wish I knew more, and I could probably Google and learn, but it's a good sauce.
Yeah. The meat pie was nuts. I love, dude, whenever you put meat inside of a flaky pastry like that,
it's so cool.
It's hard to, and dude, talking about balance, because I think everything we're talking about, anything that wasn't the best to us, it really just seemed like a balance issue. And I think the meat pie itself had unreal balance. The part that was tripping me out with the meat pie, because was there cheese in there?
I don't believe so.
Oh, okay, because the consistency of the meat and the sauce in it was one of the most balanced things I've ever had, because you never felt like you were biting into a full piece of meat. It just felt like a perfect balance of this meat saucy goo, and that's I mean that in the best way possible. And it was just dude, every bite was
it was the perfect amount of filling. They didn't make it too thick.
Yeah.
Like an empanada, sometimes you get that guilty bite of an empanada when you're especially in the fattest middle part, where there's too much sauce and you don't really get any pastry.
Or you get...
And the best parts are those ends where you get so much flaky, delicious, buttery pastry.
Or you get the opposite, where you bite an end and it's all pastry. That was a thing.
An apple pie from McDonald's.
Yeah.
Where you take a bite and you're like, fucking where's the filling?
Yeah, that was a thing you were pointing out that was really good, where the crust wasn't too big, and the way that it was the handmade nature of it really shone through on just by looking at it. Yeah, I think it was all very good, but the meat pie was definitely the high point of the meal. I don't know. I was telling you too. So we got shrimp and fries at the end, and I could not give a proper assessment of it because I think I realized while eating it, I have a thing with shrimp. It was something about the texture of the shrimp hits me in a subconscious way, and it skeeves me out.
Oh, it's nap time.
Yeah, it's nap time.
It just hit.
And I got through the first one and it was pretty good, but it was kind of chewy. It was taking me too long to chew, and then something hit me on the second one, and I felt this weird feeling in my stomach. And I think, and this isn't a commentary on Lil Easy, seemed like it was dope shrimp, but I think I go I think I have a thing with shrimp, where my body's just we don't know what this is. Get it the fuck out of here.
Dude, it was, I was so full by the time that the shrimp got there. I ate the first one, and for me it was perfect. It just, you bite it right at the tail, and then it just melts into your mouth. And I was like, man, this is so good. And then the second one was a little tougher, and I had to chew it for a second, and you were talking about your newfound shrimp problem, and I was like, stop saying it, 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 stop saying it. Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
But, I mean... So a little pricier than expecting, but the ambiance of the restaurant, just being in there, is so chill.
Yeah, the fact that my seat felt like it was ripped out of an old car.
Yeah.
That was really cool. Yeah. Oh, and also a little thing I forgot I love. Now I'm sure they didn't just put Old Bay on, but the seasoning for the fries had an Old Bay vibe to it. And I forgot. I go, oh yeah. Old Bay, and they made their fries a little extra crispier than normal.
Crinkle cut and crispy as fuck.
Crinkle cut extra crispy, and I noticed when you make the extra crispy fries, the Old Bay type seasoning is elite level pairing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is one thing that I've noticed about here too, is it's a small thing, but the fries that come with stuff. So what I initially had planned was come here and we get an appetizer or two and then split a sandwich or something, but we ended up just going for a bunch of appetizers because I thought that would be a good move, and
I think it gave us a good spectrum of what they have there.
Yeah, now you do have to come back because you have to try the prime rib debris po' boy.
Well, yeah, there was part of me that I saw that and I was like, oh, that sounds really good. Because I don't know if I'm gonna have a lot of shrimp in my future, but I definitely like the energy of a po' boy. They always seem really tasty, but I don't think I've ever had a po' boy now that I think about it. Because yeah, you know what?
He's just a poor boy from a poor family.
Yeah, getting ready to be eaten by me. Yeah, no, I think it's because of the whole shrimp thing. I've been like, not really gonna eat a po' boy.
Can you fuck with a fried oyster?
Probably.
So fried oyster po' boy is a goat. They have a cochon de lait here, which is just a fancy pork jowl cut that they can do a po' boy of as well.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like a neck bacon thing that's very good.
Nice.
But yeah, it's a genuine Cajun experience. The fucking Voodoo Vice frozen drink is...
That was pretty sick.
Terrific.
And I was telling you, I'm not a big rum guy, and I was fucking loving that one. I also like, dude, eating out here in Austin... even in the restaurant, you still feel like remnants of the heat. And, like, there weren't even, shout out to Little Easy. They're just like the standard plastic cups. But that fucking thing.
Look how cute it is.
Yeah.
It's a little gator.
That's
a little gator. He's
a
just drinking.
Fun-ass gator, dude. But, like, do you notice that the cup or the drink had a solid frozen consistency the whole time? Mm-hmm. That was really impressive to me. It didn't it
didn't liquid.
Yeah, you didn't. I was expecting it at some point, and we were there for a minute. We were probably there for an hour and a half, and I was expecting the drink to just be liquid at like halfway through the meal, and the whole time it was frozen.
You had to stir it.
Yeah, I had to
keep
stir
it going. Yeah,
I was like that. I don't know how you fucking do that, but that was awesome.
Yeah, and it's such a good combo because like a Miami Vice is a strawberry daiquiri mixed with a pina colada.
Okay.
And that's a amazing just resort drink. It's such a good. You mix the coconut and the strawberry. Yum yum yum.
Yum.
This is a painkiller mixed with a daiquiri, which painkillers are probably my favorite frozen and favorite beverage out there in terms of a cocktail.
Yeah.
I love the way that pineapple and coconut play off each other, especially because I'm not a big coconut fan.
Yeah.
But generally it's made with coconut cream, which gives it just a really smooth mouthfeel. And then the nutmeg and occasionally cinnamon that they'll add with the orange complementing the rum. It really has a tropical flavor with a smooth mouthfeel that never has any heaviness at any point in the drink. And mixing that with a very citrusy, booze-forward daiquiri, they bring out the best in each other, and then they add that swirl of strawberry, and now you've got a cacophony of flavors, and you're getting hit with this bitterness, and you're like, oh, fuck, lime juice, and then you've got this like, oh, shit, rum, and then sweeping through is just this smooth, orangey, creamy, like cinnamon flavor, and you're like, fuck, where'd that come from?
That was like a big through line with a lot of the food, where you were just like, every bite you were kind of getting hit with a different thing. It felt like there was a lot of complexity in the flavor profile of all this food, but at the same time, it's not like it's some high-end French restaurant where it's like some French gastropub sort of fucking deal, where it's like, no, we know all the flavors to throw in, we're throwing it in, and we're gonna make it with a lot of love. Yeah, you were saying too about I got a little bit of the first sip of the drink. I got all the cherry stuff on the table.
Yeah.
And then a tiny bit right here. I was trying my hardest to get out of this with nothing on my shirt.
Unscathed, yeah.
That's why I wore the darker. I think if we do more of these, you're gonna see a lot of dark shirts I'm gonna be wearing, because that's one thing my dad bestowed upon me is like, you can't get through a meal without it getting on your shirt.
No. I have discovered that my biggest fear is that not only does something get on me, but it gets on me in a fat blind spot where my obesity doesn't allow me to look down and see it. And so now I just have a large stripe of sauce on my underbelly.
Dude.
And everyone else sees it, and I'm just like, I never even noticed.
Bro, I think the way I am will never let me assimilate into like classy situations, because the last time I went to a really high-end restaurant, like a plate of we were at an Italian restaurant, a plate's like $30, like one of those places. And I think like the first, whatever we were eating, I think it was on, cause you know at the fancy restaurants, they'll put out the bread and they'll just have a thing of oil and shit.
Vinegar, yeah.
I think the first one, I got it on my shirt. Like, first bite of the night, I got some shit on my shirt. And it's just like,
There's nothing worse than when you get that oil on there too, because now you just have a dark dot on that shirt as a reminder until you know how to take stains out.
Oh no, it's not a reminder because I got rid of the shirt. I tossed the shirt.
For those of you out there that are messy eaters like me, I learned this, and it is 100% foolproof. I was eating barbecue style ramen in my onesie. I have a Tuxie onesie.
What a great sentence.
Shout out Tuxie, they're the fucking best. But I'm with some friends and I'm eating barbecue style ramen where the brisket is cooked into the broth, so there's that fatty greasy meat, and it's ramen so you slurp, and I'm slurping nudes, and fucking just the nude recoil just splattered my chest.
Let's go.
And I washed the onesie and it came out, and the onesie still had these dots, and they're very prominent on this, nice material. So what you have to do is you take Dawn dish soap.
Okay.
Stretch the fabric out taut where that is, apply it liberally, and then take a toothbrush and scrub until you get a good foam going on all of it, and then just wash as normal.
Well,
do not dry it though until you have checked. Like, let it hang dry and see if the spots come out. Because if you put it in the dryer, the heat will set the oil in and it'll never come out.
Well, this is good info to have because I have a white T-shirt at home that I need to get ketchup out of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a nice one my wife bought me, and I was fucking just being a fat, half-drunk fuck getting Whataburger the other night, and just like first couple bites. Bleh.
Are you on the spicy ketchup tip? You know about this?
Yeah, I had it. I went to for people, this is the name of a restaurant here. I went to Jew Boy.
Yeah.
It's the name of a restaurant.
A Jewish guy that grew up in El Paso, New Mexico. He was the only Jewish guy in a Mexican area, so they called him Jew Boy. He took the nickname and turned it into a series of very successful restaurants here in Austin.
The name of a restaurant. But yes.
Have you ever noticed how the restaurants are pretty, like, not unclean? It's like it's a dirty Jew boy. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, no, they actually, do you know he opened up a new spot? It's Jew Boy Runs the Media.
I hate what Jew Boy's doing to the weather right now. But
he uses,
it is ironic how many ovens they own.
Well, yeah, you're not gonna see Jew Boy Pizza. No, but it's at the Jew Boy Burgers. It's an outside location, so I'm sure he uses his weather machine to keep keep the weather nice on the weekends. I got the sliders there, and they had the spicy ketchup. And I've noticed that's a thing down here. It's the spicy ketchup.
So spicy ketchup is a Whataburger staple. It comes at Whataburger. You can get regular ketchup in the red packets, or you can get the black packets that say spicy ketchup.
Gotcha.
And that was such a thing that they even did like a limited run of super spicy ketchup. And they had like different series of peppers they used in their ketchups to make it hot. But you can go to H-E-B and you can buy a full squirt bottle of spicy ketchup. That's
awesome. Yeah, it's a fun.
And honey butter.
It's a fun. Ooh, what?
Yeah, you can buy the honey butter from the honey butter chicken biscuits.
It's a fun thing when you move to a new area and you find out what's just normal. Mm-hmm. It's like, it feels like a sweet treat to you. And you're like, it's just normal.
You ever been to Cincinnati?
No.
So that one of their regional dishes is Skyline Chili.
I've heard that.
So it is spaghetti noodles.
Okay.
With chili, and then an ungodly amount of shredded cheese on top.
Yeah.
But one of the things that makes their chili unique is that they add just a touch of cinnamon and cocoa to it.
Oh.
So there's like a
commonly used thing in chilies. Me and my wife entered a chili competition, and the wife made the chili. Mm-hmm. And I was getting all the ingredients, and I called her back. I was like, "This is a dark chocolate bar." And she's like, yeah, it's a part of the recipe. And then we made it, and I'm like, holy fuck.
So it really does bring out the flavors, but what I will say is I think that they overdo it on purpose to achieve a specific flavor profile that is iconic of the Skyline chili itself.
Yeah. Because
my first bite of it, I was like, whoa, chocolate cinnamon chili.
Yeah. I've heard very mixed reviews about the Skyline chili.
I decided to stop and have it. I was driving from Dayton, Ohio to Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
And I just had an hour to kill, and so I just went and stopped in. What I will say is that I ordered a plate that was about like the size of a plate that you get like a hash browns triple from Waffle House on.
Okay.
Like an all-American breakfast style plate. So it's oblong. And that was filled with noodles and then chili, and then I learned that what you're supposed to do is you get an extra plate, take half the cheese off, start to eat it, and then you add the cheese as you go so it doesn't all melt. You don't get too cheesy on the top.
Oh.
I didn't know that, so I just went straight cheese. But there were multiple bites where I had as much cheese in my mouth as could be, and that's a really satisfying feeling.
Yeah. So that's pretty sick. So wait, is it like it's noodles to the point of like if you were just eating pasta?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But then they just add chili. I don't know how we got off on this tangent.
Is spaghetti noodles?
Yes.
I don't love that. I feel like get some elbow in there.
See, I think like if you made it into a chili mac.
Chili mac? You could do that. You want to go for 3? No, I really can't. Actually.
This was financially irresponsible.
Oh yeah, that was the other one. The second we were done and he got the check, because we got the check. I go, wait, how much was that? And Mike told me. I go, maybe we do only one next time.
Yeah. So next episode, check out when we review one place. But today, Discada somewhere between an 8 and a 9. I'll give Lil Easy a solid 7.5.
Yeah, I'll give it based off the day. I'm sure they've got some 9 and 10 days. Based off the day, I'll give it a 7.
I will say that no matter what you rate it, if you have 2 or 3 of those voodoo vices, you will rate it a 10.
Yeah. That was a good solid like soft tipsy the whole meal, which was very nice.
It is. It's just a comforting buzz.
You don't want to be 100% alert while you're eating. You know what I mean? Like maybe for breakfast. Like if I'm having breakfast, I'm making a bacon, egg, and cheese or whatever, and I'm like shoveling coffee in my face. That's a different story. But like this, we got here at like what, 3:30?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, like, keep me like a little tipsy the whole meal.
Yeah, but that was I'm a huge fan. I don't know what we're gonna call this, but we definitely have to do more.
Hope you liked it.
So
thanks for eating with us.
Yeah, bitch.